Nice to see the room so full of residents.
Okay.
One of these days, one of these days.
Is that a joke?
Call the
Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
Call this the meeting of November 2nd, my daughter's 47th birthday, to order at 7:06 p.m. Christie, if you would, please call the roll.
Trustee Kunkel?
Here.
Trustee Bancole?
Here.
Trustee Priegi?
Here.
Trustee Husani?
Here.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Here.
And Trustee Porter.
Here. Very good. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There. We have a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion to second. Any modifications to the agenda? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Priegi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Very good. I have a proclamation. I was hoping someone would be here from the Trickster Gallery, but,
Wait,
pardon me?
you have the other part of the agenda.
Right, number 4.
Expect me to follow the order of the agenda as approved by the board. Number 4, publicly open and read proposals for purchase and redevelopment of the Hanover Square Shopping Center site.
So, as you know, on your agenda, which I believe is item number 9A12, there's a ordinance authorizing the sale of the Hanover Square Shopping Center and the entry into an agreement, a purchase and sale agreement. This is TIF property owned by basically the village. And in order to sell it, the statute requires that you take alternate proposals from anyone in the public who might also want to buy it. And in order to do that, you are required to publicly publish in a newspaper a notification inviting anyone who's interested to make that alternate proposal. And they were to make that alternate proposal, I believe, up until 4 o'clock today to the village clerk.
Right.
There were people apparently that were interested. They had made inquiries to community development and so on and so forth. And the clerk reported today at about 4:15 that no one had come in and made an alternate proposal. We required that it would be in writing, of course. And so there are no alternate proposals, and therefore there is no necessity for any opening and reading of those proposals, and no necessity for the board to consider that which has not been filed. So with that, you can go on with the presentation.
Thank you very much. Okay, presentations, and I don't know how it would have happened if we had proposals before this board at the 11th hour, but that would have been interesting. Presentations, proclamation, National American Indian Heritage Month, and I will read it on, even though they're not here, and I'll present it to them. Whereas the United States of America has a rich and diverse cultural tapestry woven with traditions, contributions, and history of American Indian and Alaskan Native peoples. And whereas the indigenous peoples of this land have cultivated unique language, traditions, and customs that continue to enrich the nation. And whereas throughout the course of American history, American Indians and Alaskan Natives have demonstrated unwavering resilience, courage, and determination in the face of adversity, persevering their heritage, sustaining their communities, and contributing immeasurably to the well-being of our nation. And whereas American Indian and Alaskan Native communities have made significant advancements in the fields of art, literature, science, government, education, and countless others, enhancing the cultural, economic, and social fabric of the United States. And whereas the month of November is an opportune time to honor the heritage, history, and continued contributions of American Indians and Alaskan Natives as it coincides with the traditional time of Thanksgiving and a reminder of cooperation and shared knowledge between Native peoples and early settlers. Now therefore, I, Rodney S. Craig, President of the Village of Hanover Park, hereby proclaim November 23rd, November 2023 as National American Indian Heritage Month. I call upon all businesses and residents of Village of Hanover Park to join in paying tribute to the diverse cultures, traditions, and histories of the American Indian and Alaskan Native peoples, and to acknowledge the important contributions they have made to the United States. Dated the second day of November 2023. Additionally, for a number of years, Metra, which I'm a member of the board, has 0 employees, Native Americans, and I started working with them to acknowledge that and work to hire from that community, that culture, and it was waylaid during the pandemic, but we're reactivating it as we speak, so I'm very proud of that. Town hall session. No one.
Anybody here for town hall?
What happened to our friend? Do we need to do a house check?
He's eating his Halloween candy.
He's become a regular. No one for town hall. Village president's report. Pardon me? It's me.
Yeah.
I'm up. So just a couple items. I've been trying to write these out for Christie, but Veterans Day is around the corner. I've been enlisted to visit a number of the schools and talk about what it means to be a veteran, to represent our country. I probably do that. Metra's having a luncheon on the 6th, I think it is, downtown. I could be wrong. It's that Thursday. And so I'll be at the Horizon School on Monday. I believe John Kunkel is joining me. And that's nice, John, appreciate that. I'm also going to be on Wednesday at Ann Fox with a number of veterans and the kids, the 4th, 5th, 6th graders, ask questions, and they're usually pretty challenging. Some of the tough questions are usually, the teachers have coached them very well, so they ask some really good questions. For me, Veterans Day is at 3 o'clock. I invite you all to come right to this room. I will be the keynote speaker this year. And I'm really proud of the fact that Hanover Park is one of 2 municipalities in the state of Illinois that acknowledges veterans with our hiring initiative and acknowledged by the Department of Labor. They respect any community and acknowledge those communities that apply with 7% veterans, and I believe I understand we're now at 12%. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So 12% of our veterans, and you know, veterans come to our community when we hire them. They're ready to work. They are disciplined. They know what it means to work as a team, and I'm very honored that Hanover Park is one of those communities that is that hires veterans, and that logo is on our paperwork, and I'm proud that whenever I mail something out, there it is. So I'd like to thank HR for that work in supporting us, and the whole staff for supporting us in that effort. So I'm going to limit my comments to that. I'm pretty excited about the sale, hopefully, of our shopping center, and I opened that can of worms many years ago. Cost us a lot of money, but I think it was, added a lot of value bringing the education at WorkNet to Hanover Park. That had a lot of meaning in a community that is touched by multiple community colleges, and they have really come a long way, and their membership is up. But it gives first-generation families a pathway to community college and to understand what it means to be an educated community college beginning and possibly going on to the universities. So I'm very pleased with that. I hope that continues into the future. I've been a strong advocate, probably one of the reasons we bought the shopping center, but that's a long story. With that, I move to approve by omnibus vote items on the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second.
So those are items 9A1 through 9A10.
Okay.
Do you want me to read them all?
Would you like to read those, Christie?
No, but I've been requested to. Lisa, you're doing it next week.
Okay.
9A1, move to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of August 17th, 2023. 9A2, move to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 7th, 2023. 9A3, move to approve of the cancellation of the regular village board meeting on January 4th, 2024. 9A4, move to make the tentative fiscal year 2024 annual budget available to the public for public inspection at the office of the village clerk, consented by Tuesday, November 21st, 2023, during regular office hours, and to be published in the Daily Herald on or before November 21st, 2023. A notice of public hearing to be held on December 7th, 2023, during the regular village board meeting. 9A5, move to pass the resolution estimating the 2023 tax levy in compliance with the True in Taxation Law. 9A6, move to pass a resolution authorizing an agreement between the Village of Hanover Park and Hera Property Regency LLC, a Florida limited liability company. 9A7, motion to approve authorization of payment of the estimated total cost to ComEd in the amount of and up to $70,000 for overhead utility line burial along Schick Road, and authorizing the village manager to execute the necessary documents. 9A8, move to accept the joint fund agreement for PE Row with the Illinois Department of Transportation, IDOT, above the local public agency engineering service agreement. Pass a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with the state of Illinois and the Village of Hanover Park for funds for the County Farm Road multi-use path project in the amount of $27,680, and authorizing the village president to execute the necessary documents. 9A9, move to accept the agreement for HR Green, Inc. for personal engineering services related to the Phase 1 and 2 engineering proposal for multi-use trail along Lake Park from Gary Avenue to the Metro Station in the amount not to exceed $391,550, and authorize the village manager to execute the necessary documents. And finally, 9A10, move to pass an ordinance increasing the number of Class F liquor license, All In Management LLC, in the Village of Hanover Park.
Thank you.
Yep.
9A11.
Nope,
No.
we'd like to take roll now.
Oh, yes. I'm on a roll.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Thank you. 9A11, motion to waive competitive bidding, approve emergency repairs, and establish a purchase order for DPS Equipment, Inc. for the repair of oxidation ditch drive number 11 in the amount of $75,500, and authorize the village manager to execute the necessary document.
So moved.
Two-thirds vote of the corporate authorities is required.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second, discussion? Hearing none.
Sorry.
Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
And Trustee Usani?
Yes.
Thank you. I have to vote also.
Oh, Trustee, Mayor Craig, sorry.
Yes. 9(8)(12). Move to pass an ordinance authorizing the sale of property, Hanover Square Shopping Center, and outlot parcel to SIA Inc. LLC, an Illinois limited liability company, and to execute a purchase and sale agreement with SIA Inc. LLC, an Illinois limited liability company, convey and transfer to the property from Hanover Square LLC to the Village of Hanover Park, and then convey and transfer the rest of the real estate to SIA Inc. LLC, an Illinois limited liability company. 3/4 vote of the corporate authorities is required.
And you should add to that, and to execute a one-page addendum to that contract, to that agreement.
There you go.
Is that, okay,
That's acceptable.
need a motion?
Do we need
So
a
moved.
motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Great.
Discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Also, before maybe you take the vote, the people who are representing the buyer are present. I don't know if they want to say anything or if you have any questions for any of them, but they're here. Do you want to identify yourself?
Hi, I'm Attorney Karen Tees, representing the purchaser, and he's looking forward to working with all of you on this project and other development in Hanover Park. And the buyer's agent, Laura Hendrickson, has been instrumental in helping get to this point.
Thank you. And our whole team is very excited about this upcoming project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to have you with us this evening.
Anyone have any questions?
Any questions of the board? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Mayor Craig.
Yes.
Excellent.
Congratulations. I think are in order. You never know. 9(8)(13), move to approve warrant 11/02/2023 in the amount of $6,364,607.25.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Sorry. Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes. Thank you. 9(8)(14), move to approve warrant paid in advance 10/13/2023 through 10/26/2023 in the amount of $749,119.34.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Thank you. 9(8)(15), move to approve September 2023 P cards in the amount of $24,877.56.
So moved. Second.
Great.
Any, we have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Brigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Thank you. Village managers report.
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Village clerk's report. Christie?
Just very quickly, just wanted to speak to the amazing manufacturers meeting that the Economic Development Group put on at Campcraft the other weekend. Thank you so much. It was great to see everybody from our manufacturing and also partnering with Roselle. So thank you so much for that. That was awesome. Just a great trunk or treat for the Hanover Park District, and I was attending the Hanover Highlands, so lots of candy. Please eat up. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Steve Bissett over at the Park District. he has now taken on a new role over there and has been very communicative with the clerk's office and their process for special events and what our ordinances are. So a great shout out to Steve for taking the time to meet with me and chat through everything. Thank you. And that is all.
I look forward to good things.
I do too.
And thank you for all your recent work, bringing everything together. Corporation Council report?
No report, thank you.
They left, so I assume they signed off.
They did.
Very good. All right, that takes care of it. Trustee reports, Trustee Kunkel.
Let's see. Thank you, Mayor. Oh, the Sister Cities Committee, we've been working on next year's Juneteenth event. It will be held at the Poplar Creek Library. We'll have more information as it goes on. There'll be a silent auction as well at that event. Veterans Committee, we met last month. Veterans Day is coming up. It's November 11th. It's at 3 o'clock, as the mayor had said. And we're also looking into a woman's statue out front by the dog. We're looking at it. And the Basket Brigade will be giving out baskets November 18th at 8 a.m. at Harper College. Any Hanover Park resident can go there and help collect, but you have to sign up first. And their cutoff date for signing up, I believe, is Friday, tomorrow. They have to go to their website to do this. This is a Tony Robbins Foundation event for the area. So we usually, every year, there's about, I think it was about 80 baskets that we deliver to the Lions, and amongst other, the mayor and a few residents. So it turns out to be a pretty big event. And Schaumburg Airport, we don't meet till next week, so we're gonna hold it at that. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you, and, yeah, keep me apprised on the Basket Brigade. We really helped them a few years ago, and we got them tied into Harbor College.
You wanna do it again this year?
Pardon me?
Are you gonna do it again this year, or are you busy?
I don't know what the dates are, so,
November 18th. It's a Saturday,
yeah.
8
November
a.m.
18th,
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah, at Harper College.
What a great job they do. Thank you for the report. Trustee Bencoli?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I continue to meet with the DMMC Legislative Committee. Right now, we are talking about FY24 legislative priorities, but I believe the Tier 2 pension benefits has, the state legislation around that is what most of our conversations have centered on, and I know that we've talked about it a little bit here as well, so that continues. Tomorrow I will be attending the O'Hare Noise Compatibility Commission's monthly meeting, so that continues as well. It's been a little bit of time since I've been there. I also wanted to give a big thank you to Christy and Shubra and all others who played a role in the manufacturing breakfast meetup that we recently had. That the presentations that were provided, the information, the many different ways in which those in the room could invest in Hanover Park, I think was just vital. It was super valuable. So thank you so much for those of you that played a role in setting that up. Last thing I wanted to say is that I just recently became aware that we're holding a public hearing on a potential cannabis dispensary, that's coming up next week. I was quite excited to learn about this, but I would imagine that there's also probably others within the village that aren't aware that this is happening, so just wanted to provide a little bit of information. So there is going to be a public hearing on a potential cannabis dispensary business next Thursday, November 7th at 7 p.m. it November 7th? Excuse me, November 9th at 7 PM at the Village Hall. From my understanding, this business would be within the complex that currently houses Caputo's. And as many of our residents know, and as many of us know, this would be our first business of this nature. And so I think it's a pretty big deal. And so I just want to make sure that our residents are aware that that public hearing is occurring. And I just also want to express my excitement, because I know this has been a long time coming. So again, thank you, Shubhra. A lot of thank yous to Shubhra and many others, our development commission and those that have kind of spearheaded this effort. And I will close there. Thank you.
Thank you. That's at the Development Commission hearing. All right. Tom's nodding his head. All right. I changed my page here. Trustee Craigie.
No report.
Thank you. Trustee Husani.
Thank you,
Still
Mayor.
recovering from jet lag?
Yes. I'm all right now, but
Oh, okay.
it took a while. Thank you, Mayor. I knew if Trustee Banquelli goes before me, she will take 3 points out of 5 I have. So, but thank you. So, next couple of weeks are going to be busy for our Development Commission. There is 3 public hearings coming up in next 2 weeks. Next week, Thursday, which is November 9th, cannabis dispensary, as Trustee Banquelli just mentioned. It is in Caputo's Strip Mall, where it used to be Empire Beauty School before. That's where it's going to go. So it's 10,000 square feet space. So the next is 2 hearings next week. So Park District, there is electric sign replacement, existing sign on Walnut will be discussed as well. November 16th, a special meeting for northwest corner of Church and Lake for 80 units, modern townhomes that are going to be coming. So we'll talk about that in public hearing. There was a manufacturer meetup that I missed. I was recovering from jet lag at that time, that's for sure. I came on 24th, and this was on October 25th, and it went very well as I hear it. And the mayor and Trustee Banquelli was able to attend it, and thank you for speaking here about it. That went very well. There is closeout ceremony for Weiss Road townhomes on Monday 6th, 4:30, November 6th, 4:30. The units are selling fast, and they sold 20 units, and they sold it for more than market price or asking price. So that has been exciting. I think, thank you, Shubhra, for the quick notes, because I'm still recovering, and thank you for making that notes and providing to me. The last note, I think, is Shubhra reminding me there is a meeting next week, Tuesday, don't miss it. That's economic development meeting that's coming up November 7th, Tuesday. If anybody wants to attend, that would be great as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you, Shubhra.
Trustee
Thank you, Shubhra.
Thank you, Lisa. Gutierrez, Trustee Gutierrez.
Okay, so Hanover Park has the Kenneth Young Center working here. It's another nonprofit, and they have a coalition for positive youth development, which is a pretty large coalition, and they have a Hanover Park subcommittee, and myself and our social worker go to their meetings. They are working to beautify Greenbrook and just to do more for Hanover Township residents, but they're very open, and like all nonprofits, we say, oh, this is only for Hanover Township, and then we just help everybody, you know. So one of the things they're doing is, I'm not sure if our staff know, I think they're putting pathway lights in an area.
Right.
We're near the alley, they're putting lights to light up the area. I know we took care of the bushes, and I know that TJ, we had these big bushes there, they were gathering dirt and debris, and they're doing that. The question before me was, do they need a special permit to put these are little solar lights that go on the ground?
Yes, fundamentally, they are going to need permission to do that. There is also lighting in the area, and I'm meeting with them, I believe, on Wednesday
Okay,
to
perfect.
talk about what they're proposing.
Okay, they're also working on a mural, but they've got to figure that one out. They are holding
Sorry,
their,
Trustee Gutierrez, is this the, like the alley that the kids use
yeah,
to get to the park?
right.
Okay.
We just have to be careful because I think there's private housing nearby.
Yeah, it's a walking path between two homes, and there is lighting at either end of the path, and then there's a center light in the middle of the path. So there is lighting that is there. So just to make sure everybody's aware of that.
Yeah. They want to add some kind of solar lighting.
Yeah, solar lights are at best ambiance in this case.
Yeah.
But it's the one that leads up to Heritage Park, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. They are also working with us because we've realized that a lot of the newcomers graduate high school when they're 16 or 17, and when we try to enroll them in schools, they're not allowed to enroll because they've graduated from high school. So they're at home and they're not working, they're not doing anything. So we're working with Kenneth Young Center and the Hanover Park District to start ESL conversation groups. The fact is that the Work Education Center is packed. They have no spaces open. There's not enough classes. Harper College doesn't have enough classes. Elgin doesn't have enough classes. So people are just begging. Even the District 214 and 211, they have ESL classes. Those are already packed and there's waiting lists. So the local libraries, including the ones that serve us, have ESL conversation groups, and those are busting at the seams. So we're going to start working with Kenneth Young Center and the coalition to provide these young folks a place where they can start acquiring the language as well. So that's exciting. They're having their annual event on November 15th at Trickster Gallery. I'll be speaking at that event as well. CIDC is hosting an event from November 14th through December 15th, but I haven't seen it on the website. I don't see the sign up. You're gonna get out there? Okay, good, because it's coming up soon. It's celebrating the holidays around the world where folks there's a form they fill out and they can just share to showcase whether it's a recipe, a tradition, or an art form on how they celebrate the holidays around this time of the year in their home country. November 13th, I'm sorry?
So it's like a.
It's gonna, so the exhibits are gonna be on the first floor, is that right? No, right outside. Right here, from November 14th to December 15th.
Oh, so for.
How we celebrate holidays around the world.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like a showcase, and it could be pictures, it could be, Puerto Rico, we celebrate Three Kings Day, so that sort of thing.
Thank you.
November 13th and 14th, you should be looking out at the news for work permits for all. TPS is being granted to Venezuelans and those coming over on the border. There's 500,000 living in the shadows working for us. We want permits for them as well. They've been here for up to 40 years. Finally, note that all 25 shelters in Chicago are full. It's breaking our hearts as we continue to go out there and serve this community. They have found ways to come out here to get services here, and then they go back to Chicago to the shelters or to the park, to the Chicago police departments. As a result, there is a need for food. I keep saying this, but there is a need for food in the township. Schaumburg and Hanover Township are getting hit hard. There's also a need for coats and shoes. And at POC, we work with all other Illinois welcoming centers, like the one we have here at Centro. At 1515 Lake Street, you can drop off new clothes or gently used clothing as well. And then finally, I just want to say thank you for the cake. You made my day.
Very good, thank you. Nobody is working harder. Appreciate your work, Lisa. Herb Porter.
Wait for it, no report.
Historic,
He wants
historic.
This board is falling apart at the seams. I might say Herb got his licks in earlier on bicycle legs.
Herb, are you
We're all
feeling
good.
okay?
We're all
Are you
good.
feeling all right?
So motion to go to executive session for
So
section
moved.
2C1 personnel?
And we will not be returning.
Correct, we will not be returning.
Yes.
I have a first and a second.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Trustee, call the roll?
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Krigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
And Trustee Gutierrez.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll see you
I need a
in
motion
closed
and a
session.